before getting stuck into this video, I just want to give a shout out to these fine folks here who commented on my previous video. Now, just remember, this is my top 10 personal favorite wrestlers of all time. Not yours, it's mine. You might not agree with some of the list, or you might. But either way, I appreciate you for sticking along for the ride. And let's get stuck into it, shall we? Let's go. Number 10. Who else could it be at number 10 but the rowdy one himself, Rowdy Roddy Piper? This man is that heel that you just love to hate. He played his character oh so absolutely well, and he was just an absolute master in the ring, telling a story through his moves. How could he not be on this list? Number 9. At the 9 spot, we're giving it to Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig, arguably one of the greatest in-ring technicians, maybe the greatest. Nobody knows his way around the squared circle quite like this man. My personal favorite match of his is against Bret Hart in SummerSlam 1991. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Number 8. Yes, simply ravishing, Rick Rude is on this list. And I gotta tell you, this guy absolutely oozes charisma. This man has some great feuds with the likes of Sting, Ric Flair, and the Ultimate Warrior, just to name a few. And he was actually best friends with Mr. Perfect. It's just a shame that we never got that dream match between the two. Number 7. Now, what is a top 10 list without this guy, John Cena? There's so much you could say about him, but really, you don't have to say anything at all. His body of work speaks for itself. I will say though, personally, my favorite time of John Cena is when he was in his rapper gimmick, the whole word life thing. I absolutely love this era of John Cena. Number 6. The immortal Hulk Hogan. Although he has passed recently, there was no doubt about it that he would be on this list, but just where would he slot in? Well, I think he fits comfortably at the number 6 spot. Similar to John Cena, you really don't have to say much about him. If it wasn't for this guy, would there even really be professional wrestling? I'll just leave it at that. Number 5. Here we are in the top 5, and we're starting things off with Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. I gotta tell you, I was such a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. However, when the WWE started doing storylines based around his death involving Rey Mysterio and of course Randy Orton, I was so disgusted at the time. Even as a teenager, I just thought, nah, this ain't it. So I stopped watching WWE for a long time thereafter. But I must admit, the impact that Eddie Guerrero left on professional wrestling is one that was felt by wrestling fans, casual and hardcore, all around the world. I mean, from his early days in WCW, all the way when he made his debut in the WWF with the Radicals. I mean, what can you say about Eddie Guerrero that probably hasn't already been said? He is one of the best in the ring. He was outspoken on the mic. He was just a great professional wrestler all around. And I'm sure he'd be on plenty other people's top 10 lists, that's for sure. Number 4. And at my number 4 spot on this top 10 list of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time, we're gonna give it to the dead man, the icon, the phenom, the Undertaker. His moveset, from going old school, walking along the ropes, to the tombstone piledriver finisher, to the last ride. I mean, come on. You do not get a more complete professional wrestler than The Undertaker. His work in the ring is some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen, and anytime I hear about The Undertaker making a cameo appearance in any of today's modern day WWE, I'm all over it. I'm clicking that link straight away. He's, without a doubt, one of the greatest of all time, and he comes in at number 4 on my top 10 pro wrestlers of all time. Number 3. And to the surprise of absolutely nobody, at the number 3 spot, it is none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look, I'll tell you this, Stone Cold might be a little bit higher if only it wasn't for that stupid what chant. Yeah, I was one of those fans who think that kind of ruined professional wrestling for a good bit there. But anyway, besides that, for what Stone Cold Steve Austin brought in terms of character, it was unlike any other. The ultimate anti-hero. I mean, where would pro wrestling be if it wasn't for Stone Cold Steve Austin? Seriously, his body of work and all the defining moments all throughout the Attitude Era in the late 90s, is something that could never ever be replicated. I mean, nobody, and I mean nobody, makes being bald cool quite like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And as someone who's a little bit follically challenged also, it was a no-brainer that I was shaving my head soon as Stone Cold came on. Side note, he's one of the greatest stunners of all time. Yes, the super stunner. Absolutely love it. Ah, what a moment. And listen to this crowd. Number 2. You knew it, I knew it, we all knew it. This man would be on the list, but where? Well, very respectably, he makes it in at the number 2 spot. It is Bret the Hitman Hart. I tell you what, growing up as a kid in the early 90s, this guy was undoubtedly the coolest man ever. I mean, who made wearing pink so cool unlike Bret Hart? His matches against Owen Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, these are the things of true legends. And this man may be the very best to ever enter the squared circle. Saying he's a great in-ring technician wouldn't just be enough. He's probably one of the best to ever wrestle. The way he moves, the way his body can tell a story in the ring, what he's done for the sport of professional wrestling and sports entertainment as a whole is just absolutely incredible. Now I know I met the man recently, and there's a video about that on my channel, go check it out if you haven't already. And I still stand by everything I thought about him prior to meeting him. He's one of the best, he's one of the greatest, but he's only slightly outdone by the next one. Number 1. Oh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage is my favorite professional wrestler of all time. Look, the man from Sarasota, Florida, the master of the elbow drop, Randy Savage is undeniably the greatest professional wrestler to have ever lived, in my humble opinion. And I'm sure a lot of people have their own personal favorites, but for me, nobody does it better than the Macho Man. As he says himself, he's the cream of the crop. And I believe it. But I'll tell you this, for the longest time, Bret Hart was my guy. You know, I'd always say Bret the Hitman Hart, that's my favorite right there. But it wasn't until I reached my early 20s and I went back and I started rewatching a lot of Macho Man content, checking out his promos. This is the greatest pro wrestler of all time. Seriously, I mean, the swagger, the charisma, the bravado, everything he brought to the ring and so much more. A good guy in and out of the squared circle, and also a really good heel character too. Macho Man is colourful, creative, absolutely undeniable, undisputed, the greatest of all time in my opinion. I mean, do I really need to say more? It's the Macho Man Randy Savage, damn it. That is my favourite, and no one else could top him. Although I will admit, Bret Hart kinda comes close. But anyway, that's the top 10 list there. Just going back, checking out people on the list here on the rotating display. We've got number 10 to number 6 all shown here. And I thought I might put up some of my personal favorite figures of theirs. So that's that. And then also moving forward, we will be checking out the number 5 to number 1 spot, also on the rotating display here. And I just want to take this time and opportunity to say thank you to everyone who's watched thus far in the video. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I do truly appreciate you guys checking this out. And let me know who you are in the comments and where you're from. That always brightens my day when I get to see people interact with these videos, which I work so hard on. So, thank you so very much. Here's a look once again at the top 10 favorite professional wrestlers of all time of mine in action figure form. There they are. Quite a colourful and crazy list, I'm sure, but there it is. That's that. And as a nice little bonus treat, here is a look at my complete Macho Man Randy Savage figure collection with a sneaky little cameo there with Jay Lethal in the mix. Oh yeah! And then of course, a nice photo, a 8x10 I believe it is, signed by the man himself, the Macho Man Randy Savage. That is his signature right there, certificate of authenticity in the frame. And there you go. There's that. I mean, obviously I have some more to the left, a little bit more to the right, and then there's the complete collection down below, which you would have seen from me in the beginning of this video. And I just want to say, once again, thank you guys so much. I set a like goal to make this video happen, that I only wanted 5 likes, and I surpassed that by getting double it. I got 10 likes, and I'm really appreciative for everyone who did like, for those who did comment. Once again, very, very appreciative of the support, and I am so grateful that, you know, people would even share any interest in me making these videos. So thank you so much. If you'd like to see more, maybe a detailed look at each figure in this collection, then let me know. Sound off in the comments. I'll be glad to make more videos. I just got to know what the people want to see. So happy to show off the collection and happy to have you watch. Thank you for watching this far. Whoever you are, wherever you are, have a great day. Bye-bye.